The following is a conversation with Jordan Peterson, his second time on the Lex Fridman Podcast.
You better help me or I'm going to kill your family. Well, what's your relationship with death? Like, that's a problem you have to solve.
I always hated this idea that some people are better than others.
Well, how can you make your own values when you're not the master in your own house? Like, you're a war of competing motivations.
But don't you think we both arrived to this conversation with rigid axioms that we have? Maybe we're blind to them, but in the same way that the Marxists came with very rigid axioms about the way the world is and the way it should be. Aren't we coming to that?
Well, we definitely come to the conversation with a hierarchy of foundational axioms. And so why do you think that you can rely on yourself as the source of values? And why do you think you're wise enough to consult with yourself to find out what those values are or what they should be, say, in the course of a single life?
Okay, but if we lay on the table religion, communism,
real communism has never been tried.
Nazism, they are all unifying ethos.
There is an implicit moral order and you're to abide by it. Your freedom stops at the foundation.
How much challenge, how much peace?
You don't have enough faith in yourself. Like, we're going to burn everything down and we're going to start from scratch.
The following is a conversation with Jordan Peterson, his second time on the Lex Fridman Podcast.
I'm not going to forget that. Now, I might not write you off because of the one time, but if it happens 3 times, it's like, we're not going to play together anymore. And in normal times, most of our social networks are connected and interacting. So, like, if you ripped me off 3 times and I noted that, I'm going to tell everybody I know, and they're going to tell everybody they know, and soon everyone will know, and that's the end of your tricks.
They're unifying ideas, but they're also horribly dividing ideas. They both unify and divide. Religion has also divided people.
Yeah.
Because in the nuances of how the different peoples wrestle with God, they have come to different conclusions, and then they use those conclusions, or perhaps the people in power use those conclusions to then start wars, to start hatred, to divide.
Well, Lex, the best thing for you to do in your life is to shrink from all challenge and hide.
But that's you giving him a pass.
No, there's a pattern of being that you have to fall into alignment with. And I think it's the pattern of being, by the way, that if you fall into alignment with, it gives you hope. It protects you from anxiety, and it gives you a sense of harmony with your surroundings and with other people. And none of that's arbitrary.
But that still, there's this tension, as there is in much of Nietzsche's work, between the miracle of the mundane, appreciating the miracle of the mundane, versus fearing the tyranny of the mediocre.
There's no distinction between the true adventure of life and taking on the pathway of maximal responsibility and burden. And I can't see how that cannot be true. And there's reasons for that. Even miserable you has a crack at the brass ring. Lex, I don't see how you can come to terms with life without construing it as something like, bring it on. Welcome the struggle.
The tyranny of the mediocre. Is a successful relationship one that is easy or one that is challenging?
That's beneath you. If you're just standing there and you're not on fire, things are a lot better than they might be. And I know that.
And I understand it, but it's a dangerous idea.
I think you're great. And you're not going to act like a bloody fool in public so that people get the wrong idea about you. No. Because I like you.